Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Good morning, or actually, what's the time? Should say good afternoon. 12:34. How are we all? I hope you're all well. As you can see by the thumbnail, today's on the radar focus is on, of course, this man, Thiago Alcantara, and then Woodburn as well is headed out of the club. Let me know if you're watching. Please drop a comment, like, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. I'm also going to be doing a bit of a haul from this, the third kit sent today from Nike, and I've also got some other bits which I'll show you too. But like I said, if you're watching, please let me know. Drop a comment. Hardcode FC says, "Hi Alex, how was your holiday?" It was great. It really was totally relaxing. Did have a couple of nights where I drank a lot. But no, it was really good. Thank you, bro. Really appreciate you asking as well. Right, so the first story today we're going to talk about is Thiago. Now, from what I'm hearing and from what I'm reading, i.e. the Football Talk website, apparently we've tabled an improved £27 million bid now for Manchester United target Thiago, after we've already agreed personal terms with the midfielder, according to reports. Now, we all know all summer that Thiago has been linked with Liverpool. Around a month ago, you'll remember I did it on the radar, referring to a tweet from Fabrizio Romano, who said that the agreed kind of fee, well, the personal terms had been agreed, not the fee. At the time, we were talking about a house has been found for Thiago, that agreed personal terms, all this stuff, but he still isn't at Anfield. Now, some really interesting developments on this story in the last couple of days is that apparently he's also agreed with Man United. So I personally don't know what the play here is. Please let me know if you've got a better idea. Amir Marikan says, "Hi Alex, S1 money, third kit looks fire." Absolutely, I'll show you a bit more of that later. Hardcode again says, "Looks like a lot of clubs are trying to get him." Ritgak says, "Hi AGT, hope you're well. Will you let Wijnaldum go for Thiago?" Like I've said many times, if that's the only option, and I do think we should take that option, it would be obviously awful to watch Junior leave the club after he's given us so much in the last 5 years. However, this thing about Man United has really thrown me off, because yes, it could be true, but on the other hand, it could also be a move to bring down the price from Liverpool. We've seen these kind of chess moves in the past before in transfer windows to make it look like you're maybe not that interested in the player, and then the price comes down and then you swoop in. But according to reports here, Liverpool have tabled now a £27.7 million bid for Thiago, which according again to reports is only 2.3 million off what they wanted originally, which I think was 30 million. So it seems like the deal is getting closer and closer, but this Man United link that's been thrown in there, for me, it's a load of rubbish. You've just seen that they've bought Van der Beek, they've already got Bruno, and we all know that Thiago is that kind of player who can either play in the 6, the 8 or the 10. And they have 3 very good players in that position with Bruno, Pogba and Van der Beek. So I don't think it's true. I wouldn't believe what you hear and read about his links to Man United. I think that was maybe a move from more Bayern side rather than Liverpool. I still do think we are going to get Thiago. The only thing is, guys, as you'll all know, we started the season off against Leeds. We won 4-3. I'm just an old school person in the way that I'd love all of our transfer business to be wrapped up before the first game of the season. I really don't like it dragging on. I mean, Thiago's probably played now already twice this season for Bayern Munich, so there's risk of him getting an injury. And if he breaks his leg in the next game, you can guarantee that deal isn't going to happen anymore. So I've been really a big fan of getting these guys in before the transfer deadline finishes and before the season starts. Some more news coming out of Liverpool today. Woodburn has joined Sparta Rotterdam on loan. James Pearce has confirmed that the 20-year-old has joined the Dutch Eredivisie side for the duration of the 2020-21 season. It's weird now because we all know that Woodburn made his debut for Liverpool in 2016 against Leeds, funnily enough, in the League Cup. He actually scored, making him Liverpool's youngest ever goal scorer. It hasn't really worked out in the last 4 years for Woodburn. He's been on loan a lot, both in England and internationally as well. So interesting to see where he ends up after this Sparta Rotterdam loan move. All the best to him, of course. But guys, let me know, because we still have a lot of names that I would consider that we should be selling. You look at the fact that we've probably now got, I would say, 3 weeks left of the transfer window to go, and Karius is still at the club, Grujic is still at the club. Shaqiri hasn't really been heard from. He's still at the club. And Wilson's still at the club. So these players, I think we do need to really ramp up the selling process now, get rid of 2 or 3 more so we can bring the likes of Thiago in. I still think that deal will happen regardless. However, it is an uncertain time. Obviously, we've got Chelsea at the weekend. We have a League Cup game after that. I think it's against, I can't actually remember who we got in the League Cup. Maybe it was Bristol. And then we have Arsenal on the 28th away at the Emirates 2 weeks from now. So you'd hope by that Arsenal game in particular that we would have had all this wrapped up, but it doesn't really work like that. So Football Man Sam says Origi is surplus to requirements in my eyes. I would actually disagree. I think having both Origi and Brewster on the bench to bring on as strikers is what we need. I think last year we didn't have enough backup in that department, but this year I really see that we can keep both Origi and Brewster. Claudia T, big fan of the channel, says, hi Alex, we do need to clear a few out. Absolutely. I mentioned there Wilson, Karius, Grujic, and maybe even Shaqiri as well. So a lot of players that are needing to head out the door. Mushin says, you are not coming to Arsenal and winning. Might not do. We lost there 2-1 very recently, but obviously we're hoping that we do come away with the 3 points. Right, now it's time to get onto this. So big shout out to Nike for sending through the 3rd kit. I had no idea this was actually going to be sent today. I woke up to this package. I literally, first thing on the door is the postman with this beauty. So this is, again, the Vape in It version, as you can see, really class embroidery here on the shirt. Whatever you think about it, it's a great design. I think it's obviously hugely comfortable being the Vape in It version, very thick on the sides here. And I'm really liking the collar. Not too sure about the 2-tone collar. Maybe I think we would have been better off just having one. But now I've tried it on, which is a lot of the cases actually for new kits. Once you try it on, that's when you get to love it. I also have this incredible training jumper that I'm guessing the players will wear as they're training before games. Here it is. It's an absolute beauty. It does look very Aztec. It looks very 90s. But again, very thick, great material. And I'm really looking forward to wearing this as well, long sleeved. So that's perfect. Thank you very much for that, Nike. And then on this side, we have the official Nike match jacket, I think this is called. So this is the jacket that the players, when they're wearing this kit in Europe or in away games, will be wearing this jacket to go with it. It's another beauty, very, very slim fitting, as you can expect from Nike. And this, like I said, will be worn before we go out to the pitch for Euro away games. So that's a little haul there. A couple of questions coming in. Claudia T says it looks good. Dinesh, afternoon, just got my new Liverpool Nike shirt, Vapor. Love that. What about Ox? According to Grizz Khan, what did Grizz say? Not too sure about what's happened there. Can we discuss Trent as a defender? In my eyes, he isn't a defender. On so many occasions, he's been caught out when he really shouldn't have. Yeah, I mean, good point there that you raised, Football Man Sam. I think we touched on this in the fan cams after the game. I've actually seen a few comments on the Kop TV speaking about Trent's defensive attributes. And it's a tough one now, because what I think has happened now is that teams have realised that Trent essentially plays as a right winger. And they're targeting a lot of goal kicks, a lot of throw-ins, a lot of corners down that right-hand side channel in between Trent and Gomez. And that's where we seem to be getting caught out towards the end of last season, and obviously the goals against us at the weekend. You look at their first goal where the ball is literally pinged up to Harrison on that left side. He's beaten Trent, beats Gomez and scores. So I think teams are now realising that if Liverpool do have a weak link in defence, I wouldn't like to say a weak link, I'd actually say a bit of inexperience in defence, then that's the side that they're aiming for. I think they know that Robertson is a much better defender than Trent. But listen, if Trent keeps providing the assists, if he keeps swinging those amazing crosses in, if he keeps playing well and we keep winning, then I don't think people mention this, and they only seem to mention it after we concede some goals. So Football Man Sam, it's a big point that will be discussed a lot throughout the season. Mushin says, don't worry, I have a lot of respect for Liverpool, but I just don't think Liverpool have it in them next year. Very interesting. Ox has been linked to Tottenham, and Sturridge has as well. I mean, that's not happening. There's no way the Ox is going to Tottenham after playing for Arsenal. No way. Diego, Afternoon all question, do you feel the world feud between Lamps and your Klopp will have any influence in training during the match day? Hit the likes and the subs at the Kop TV. Thank you very much, my brother Diego. There's definitely a bit of bad blood now, I'd say, between Lampard and Klopp. You can see that from the obviously the game at Anfield when Lampard had some words about Klopp. And then I think Klopp's had a slight dig at Lampard spending so much money this summer. Lampard's come back to kind of put it back on Klopp and Pep. I think this game is really going to be heated. Obviously, Chelsea have so many new players that they're going to be looking to bed in. And what a game to do it at home for them as well. They're away tonight at Brighton, but they'll be at home on Sunday for this Liverpool game. And it's going to be a feisty one. Even though there's no fans, I definitely think that there's still going to be fireworks, and you could well see a yellow or a red card. Obviously, this Lampard and Chelsea rivalry goes back now to, I'd say, 2003, when it was Liverpool and Chelsea fighting for the Champions League. That's moved on a bit now, but the rivalry is still there. I always want to beat Chelsea, and I think Lampard will feel the same about us. But what I would say is Lampard, bit more respect, please, mate. Akmal says, do you think we will sign any players? I believe that Liverpool don't really want Thiago. It's an interesting point. I think that it's clear to see that we do want Thiago, though, because we have bid now 3 or 4 times for him, and I do think we'll get him. Sell Ox if the price is right. Disagree with that. Yes, he can keep assisting, but will he continue to give away sloppy goals? If he wants to play as a right back, he'll need to solely work on it in the training ground, because we all know he can attack. Very good point here. He does need to improve his defensive side of his game. I think he knows that. He's working on it. I would like to know, and I would like to assume that he is working on it. Hard code. I think Chelsea can challenge us for the title as well as Man City. Chelsea are going to be up there or thereabouts this season, unfortunately. They're going to be a bit of a nuisance. But Grizz apparently says that Spurs and Newcastle have both inquired about the Ox. Wolves have also made a substantial bid. Well, that's news to me. I haven't actually seen Grizz's Twitter this morning, but I will check it after this. And if he is saying that, and it is quoted by Grizz, then listen, I trust Grizz Khan. He's a good friend. So we'll see about that one. But anyway, on the radar today, we obviously spoke about Thiago. Liverpool have now tabled a new and improved £27.7 million bid for the Spanish number 10. We've also let Ben Woodburn go to Sparta Rotterdam until the end of the season. Still a few names to get out of the door. You look at Broich, Wilson, Karius, and a couple others. Nat Phillips is there or thereabouts as well. So I think these next 2 or 3 weeks, guys, as much as I don't want it to be and I want us to be settled, I really do think it's going to be an absolutely hectic couple of 2 or 3 weeks at Liverpool and in the Premier League in general. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Obviously, a huge thanks to Nike for sending over the 3rd kit training gear. Don't you just love the smell of new stuff? Beautiful. Big thanks to Nike. And right, more content for you this week. So what have we got? Tomorrow, I have 3 shows for you. How about that? I have an On the Radar, and then I have Top of the Cops with a Chelsea fan. Looking forward to the game at the weekend. And then 2 tomorrow, 3 on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we've got an On the Radar, and then at 2 o'clock, I have an interview with Jermaine Pennant, the former Liverpool player, played in the Champions League final in 2007. And then I also have a very exclusive interview on Wednesday with the director of the 30-year wait Liverpool BBC Two documentary. It's called Lewis. It's going to be really interesting as well. If you haven't watched that documentary already, please get on BBC iPlayer now and watch it. I will be speaking to the director, so really excited about that. And Jermaine Pennant as well. Thursday on the radar, Friday on the radar, Saturday on the radar, and then Sunday 4:30 we play Chelsea. So bucket loads of content for you guys to come. Times of the show, please. So tomorrow we'll do an On the Radar around this time, and then Top of the Cops will be 6:30 tomorrow, Claudia. And then on Wednesday, On the Radar, a bit earlier than this, and then 2 o'clock on Wednesday, I'll have a live interview with Jermaine Pennant, and then 4 o'clock on Wednesday, we have an interview with the director of that Liverpool documentary. So I do apologise that obviously I was away for 2 weeks for slacking on the content, but we're back now. And now I can hit you with that consistent, exclusive content as well. If you haven't already, please, please, please subscribe. I can see a lot of new faces in here. Captain Clun, Leonard Reed, Amir, Football Man Sam. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And I'm really looking forward to delivering you some really top quality content this week, right here on the Kop TV. Also, next week, I'll be going back up to Anfield to film outside the ground for On the Radar. So yes, until tomorrow, I'll see you then. All the best.